everybody, my name is Emma, this is Emma Rose and Books, and today I wanted to talk to you about setting up your own YouTube channel. Basically, I have just monetized this channel, which is so exciting. So I passed 1,000 subscribers back in May, the day before my birthday, which was really cool. And I've just passed the 4,000 watch hours, I think that's what it is. So when I passed 1,000 subscribers, I made a video about tips to get to 1,000 subscribers, and I wanted to do something along those kind of lines. And I realised I'd never done a sort of beginner's guide to starting a YouTube channel, so here we go. Obviously a massive thank you to everybody who subscribes to my channel, who watches my there's just one, my videos and comments and all of that stuff. I appreciate it so much, and sorry about the ads, but I've got bills to pay. But no, I mean, seriously, the amount of work that goes into a YouTube channel, it is brilliant to be able to monetize that and get some money for the work, the hours that go into producing these videos. So yeah, so I thought I would talk to you a little bit about how to get started on a YouTube channel. I've been running this one for 2.5 years. So I'm going to go through basically some tips to filming your first video, just getting started out, and give you a bit of behind the scenes, like what's my setup and what camera do I use and all that kind of stuff. So let's get started. So my first tip is to plan out what you're going to say. Now, when I first started, I used to have notes every time on exactly what I wanted to say. In fact, I wonder if my first video is even a little bit scripted. It might have been. These days, if anything, I tend to have a bullet point list. Often I have nothing and I just waffle, can you tell? But if I've got specific points I want to make, then I will bullet point them. But it's a good idea, whatever it is that you're planning to say, just to have some kind of notes to follow, because particularly when you're filming for the first time, it feels really weird to be talking to a camera. It feels really unnatural. And so just having something to help you work your way through is it just really helps. Another thing you can do is to do a tag video. So if you're making a booktube or an authortube video, for example, so I am part of both of those communities. Some people are one, some people are both. Obviously, lots of people are not part of the booktube and authortube communities. But within those, they have the newbie tag. And I'd be really interested in, do other YouTube communities have newbie tags? Does like the beauty community have a newbie tag? What about lifestyle? I don't know. But in booktube and authortube, you can just look up the newbie tag and you get a set of questions and then you just sit and answer them. And that really helps to just structure what to say. The other thing with the newbie tags is that they announce you to the community. So by making that your first video or one of your first videos helps you to find subscribers, because otherwise it's a bit like shouting out into the universe. It's hard for people to find your video. If you want, I mean, for me, I made 2 or 3 videos before I did my first newbie tag. I did the booktube newbie tag first because I just wanted a few videos already on my channel, and I kind of wanted to practice a bit and get into it before I started to build a community. But see how you feel, but that can be a good way. Another way is to look for any tag. You don't have to be tagged in a tag to do it. You can just look for the questions and do them, kind of tag yourself to do it, and just do it because you want to. But then obviously you can still tag other people, other channels that you watch. But as I say, it's just that might be a nice way to have a set of questions to get you started off and help you get used to it. And equally, I mean, any of the tag videos people are going to look for because they might be filming it themselves and they're looking for some ideas of how other people answered questions. So yeah, I think that can be a nice way to start. But whatever you're saying, whatever your video is about, definitely having some notes that first time is really helpful. So secondly, I would then look at what you're going to film with. Have a think about, you need to film with something. You don't need to buy new stuff to start a YouTube channel. In terms of cameras, most camera phones are fine to film on. The chances are, if you've got a camera phone or probably even an iPad, does anyone on here film with an iPad? I don't know. I know people use phones, but comment if you use an iPad. Usually, you know, the cameras are perfectly fine, so you can use those. I personally, I'll show you it in a bit, but I use a Sony Handycam because we just had it. We bought it when my son was little and never really used it because the files it produces are huge, and trying to store those with our photos and stuff. And this was 10 years ago, and hard drives were smaller. It just took up too much space. The files were kind of too difficult to handle, if that makes sense. So it wasn't really suitable for us. So it sat in a drawer, but it's perfect for this because it films in HD, which is great. And I like it. I don't know what else to say other than that. It works. But I didn't have to buy anything. You don't have to go out and buy some fancy camera. Just use what you have. Hopefully you have something, you have a phone or something that you can use. But you should be able to get perfectly good quality. You're not looking for something cinematic. It's just something that's adequate quality that isn't going to put people off. So in general, whatever you have is going to be great. Equally in that topic, you don't need to go out and buy a microphone. You don't need to go and get a light. I would quite like to get a light, actually. That's kind of next on my list because I live in a cold, dark country, and in the winter, if you look at my winter videos, they're all a bit yellow from having to use like artificial lights and stuff. So yeah, I would actually quite like that. But yeah, you don't need to invest in anything. Just use what you have to start out, and then you can think about those things later down the line. Obviously, if you have things like microphones and lights, then use them. So then next, think about your setup. So I film in a few different places. So one is here with my bookshelf, which is probably always wonky. Because I talk about books, this is a good setup for me. This bookcase, I'll show you in a bit, it stops. That's me touching the edge of it. No, it's not. That's me touching a book. That's me touching the edge of it. But it's not. Some people film with like huge bookcases behind them. This is my bookcase. I can't. But yeah, obviously because I'm talking about books, filming with a bookcase is helpful. So this is one of the places I like to film. I also sometimes film in my bedroom because that has got a white wall, and so I like that sometimes. I also film outside sometimes, but that can be risky. I've lost a lot of footage because of the wind. I used to do it a lot. I haven't really filmed outside that much this year. I would like to actually. But yeah, you can do that. But the main things are either an interesting background or a plain background, I think, and light. So the reason I film in here and in my bedroom is they've got the biggest windows. I can get plenty of light on me, and that really helps the resolution of the videos. Just brighter videos look so much better. So try and film with a window usually next to you, I think works quite well. So you've got lots of natural light, something in the background that looks kind of nice. You could do like some fancy setup with like candles and plants and stuff. But yeah, just something or nothing, the white wall thing. But have some kind of background, lots of natural light, and then you are good to go. I'm going to show you, I'm going to insert some footage now of a little bit of my setup and what I use. Okay, I'm going to show you my setup. So you can see I've got a massive window next to me, so that helps with the light. As I say, I'll put the model in the description, but this is a Sony Handycam. And then I put the viewfinder facing forward so I can see what I'm doing. Hello. And then in this room, you can hear it's quite echoey. So I usually leave one of the doors open. I've just closed it because it was messy in there. So I usually leave that door that you can see there open. This door I close because my fridge is behind it and it's noisy, but actually you can still... Sorry, I've had to switch to this camera, the Sony camera, because there's never any storage on my phone. So yeah, my fridge is behind this door and it's really noisy. I don't know why. So then for my bookcase, what I do is I clear all the stuff. So you can see down here, these are my son's birthday cards. So they're on the floor, and a feather. And then the things that are on the shelves, they tend to just move down, so they're going to be out of sight. This is the cushion that's normally on this chair, so I chucked that on the floor because it kind of doesn't really go, but I like it. So there we are. So yeah, I just sort of have a tidy up behind me. In this room as well, as I was saying, it's so echoey because we don't have
any soft furnishings basically. The chairs don't really make for much, so we need to get a rug. But in the meantime, because it's so echoey, I need to leave one of the doors open so that it's just, the sound is bearable. But yeah, so that's my setup in this room. Oh, what I haven't mentioned is I bought this tripod. As you see, I've taken the camera off now, because I used to just pile stuff on top of, pile my camera on top of stuff. And it was really hard to make like big towers that I could film with. To have like chairs with books on top, and then, or like a stool on a chair, or anyway. So I bought this tripod. It was about £15, I think. Works all right. Part of it broke when I first bought it. I can't even remember what part, but it works fine. It makes my life a bit easier. So that is the only thing I have invested in, is this tripod, which I can make smaller to use it in other places. But anyway, so that is handy. And then this is the other place that I film. This is literally upstairs from the living room. Now you can probably hear the sound is a lot better in here, which is the main reason why I film in here, because there's a bed to soften the sound. It's not super echoey. So yeah, that's why I like filming in here. Gosh, it's such a difference. I can hear it myself. But this has got the same big old window, so I get lots of natural light. And you can see there's another window there, so yeah, loads and loads of light. What I tend to do is take down the bottom one of these hand and footprints that the kids made, and sit where that bottom one is, and I just zoom in so you can only see the white. Because, well, I used to film with the bed better made than it is right now, and then somebody once commented that they thought it was unprofessional, and even though I kind of don't really care, it bothered me. So yeah, I tend to just zoom in, so if you see just that plain background, then that's in here. What I also have to remember to do when I take this picture down, I sometimes can still see this little screw in shot, so yeah, sometimes I have to remember to edit that out. But you know, have a think about the sound, have a think about, is it like my room downstairs where there's just nothing to deaden the sound? What does your background look like? And I also have issues like dogs barking next door, my dog barking and walking around, things making noises around my house. So sometimes moving into other rooms helps to alleviate that. If there's a dog barking outside, there might be a room where you can't hear it or something like that. Or I can ask the dog to go away. My dog, that is, not other people's dogs. So, but yeah, those are my two main filming setups. And when I'm in here, it's hard for me to show you. What I do is I put my tripod over here. So this is our chest of drawers, and I just put my tripod on its smallest setting, just here in front of the telly, and zoom in, and then that just shows me on my bed. So there we go. Those are my setups. So then number 4, just go for it. I think just sit and have a try. You'll probably find that the first time it takes you a few goes at it, and that's why having a plan can really help. But just sit down, just see how you get on. Personally, I did it when nobody was in the house initially. Now I don't really mind, but back then I was sort of a bit embarrassed and didn't really like anybody else hearing me film. But yeah, just have a go, see how you get on, redo it if you're not quite happy. I used to have to, like, every sentence I'd have to do again because I kept forgetting what I wanted to say or saying it weird, or whereas now I can just talk, just waffle at you. So yeah, just give it a go, see how you get on. And one tip there is remember to look down the viewfinder of your camera, look down the lens, because it's really common when people are starting out, and to be honest, I still do it, for people to look at themselves, because it's really natural to talk to somebody, and also to check, you know, I'm sitting a bit close to the bookcase, so just check that I'm okay. And it's just really natural for your eyes to go off to look at yourself. So it's not like a vanity, it's just natural. So try and remember to look down the lens. Even now, I'll be editing videos and I'm like, I'm looking at myself again. So, but yeah, try and remember, it just makes it look that bit more professional. And yeah,
good luck with your first takes. So number 5 then, you're going to have to think about editing that video. Now I personally, because I use a camera that has an SD card, I put my SD card in my laptop, which is a Mac Air, is it called a Mac Air book, Air Light book laptop, don't know. I put the SD card in, export the footage, and then I use iMovie to edit, because before I made these YouTube videos I'd used Final Cut Pro, and I find that iMovie is quite similar to Final Cut Pro, so I already knew how to use it, I didn't have to learn it. I think it's quite easy to use. So if you've got a Mac device that has iMovie, and you can do it on mobile devices as well, I think it's just a bit trickier, but you can, then you can just use that to edit your video. You can do a lot with iMovie, and obviously it's free if you have a Mac device, so that can be a really good way to edit. I don't know about Microsoft. I don't use Microsoft, so I don't know. So please leave in the comments if you know any good programs, but there are free programs out there. I just don't know them. I can't recommend them because I don't know. So leave in the comments what you use on Microsoft. But another option is to edit within YouTube. If you've got quite a clean take and all you need to do is trim the beginning and the end when you're turning the camera on and off, then you can do that within YouTube itself. You can also add some little effects. I personally use YouTube for adding blurs, so if I'm blurring out a number plate or a face or something, and that works okay. So that is another option. If you don't have editing software that's going to work, then you can actually do that within YouTube. I personally, my files are huge from making these videos, so I compress them before I upload them, particularly when I didn't have fibre for, I don't know, 6 months or something, I don't know. I really struggled to get my videos uploaded. It would take hours even after I'd compressed them. So I use a program called Handbrake to compress my files. It works fine. It's free, so you can give that one a go. But yeah, otherwise the upload times are phenomenal. So, but it seems to keep the quality okay, so that works for me. And then obviously number 6, you're going to upload that video to YouTube. So you filmed it, you've edited it, you've maybe compressed it, and then you're going to upload. So I think that it's all self-explanatory, all the information that you put in on YouTube. So give it all of your titles and information. For a thumbnail, you can obviously take a screenshot from the video. I tend to, at the beginning of the video, do some posing so that I can use that and just take screenshots. I sometimes use Canva to edit those. Canva's really good. You can just select YouTube thumbnail and drop your photos in and put titles and stuff. So you can do that to get the personalised thumbnail. Otherwise it will just choose a place in the video, and I'm always gurning, so it just is never going to choose one where I look in any way sensible. So yeah, but it's up to you if you want to do that, and if you come out looking alright, then go for it. But yeah, so set yourself a thumbnail, fill in the information, and then personally I schedule my videos because supposedly it's favourable for YouTube to have a consistent upload schedule. So I upload at 7 PM on Friday. Well, I don't, I upload on a Wednesday or a Thursday, and I schedule for the Friday, so that those videos are always going to be at the same time. It means your audience expects it, and supposedly the algorithm favours it. So you can obviously change that if it doesn't work out, but try and think about what's going to work for you for an upload schedule. You can schedule your video so it comes out at a particular time that you think will work for you, so that you can film in advance, get your videos up, give yourself some time. But yeah, you can use that scheduling tool to try and be consistent. It is advisable to be consistent, whatever that consistency is, whether it's weekly, bi-weekly, daily, whatever suits you. But supposedly that's the right way to go. And then obviously once your video is up, you can start seeing if people are watching it, are they commenting on it. Particularly if you've done a newbie tag, you're going to find that people are starting to comment. And then you can start using your channel identity to go and talk to people on their videos, in their comments, and then obviously they might click through to your channel and start networking. But you can start to enjoy that community and build your own community, which is all really lovely. So I hope that that's useful for some of you if you're setting up a new YouTube channel. If you've already got a YouTube channel, please do leave your tips and tricks in the comments, like I said, particularly for like programs or useful bits of technology or anything like that that might be helpful if people are looking for like software or hardware for setting up a channel, and yeah, anything that you find is helpful for a new channel. So yeah, I hope you found that useful. Please like if you did, and leave me a comment. Let me know what kind of channels you're setting up. I want to know. And if you haven't already, then please do subscribe for more videos like this one. Take care.